Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Scoob, and welcome to Spider's Diecast. Thank y'all so much for being here with me today. So, we finally got down to the last piece in our 5 car shipment, which, I've been going over the other, yesterday actually. There's the box. So, so as of this, recording, I'm doing, this today, but I'm giving it, its own, giving every car its own video. So here it goes. This is my Ferrari 348 Challenge, which is the presentation version of it. And it's from yours truly, from Tarmac Works and IXO models, which do bigger scale cars, but they collaborated with Tarmac Works to make this one. And then the Hobby 64 model, which, it comes from the Hobby 64 line, which this model comes from. So yeah, pretty excited. Now, this was actually a pre-order from last year. In fact, I ordered this, in September, of 2024. But, it's taken about, a good, 8 months. So yeah, finally glad to, have it in. Still need to get my Lancia 037 Rally in the Martini livery. That they were also supposed to come out with. So I guess I'm just going to have to buckle my seatbelt for that one and just, keep on waiting. Which I'll get into in some other time. But anyway, it's all about this. So yeah, love me some 348s. When they first came out with this, announced it, I knew I had to have one. 348s, they get kind of hated on. They don't really get as much love as their successor, which is the legendary, the more popular F355. Even though they basically share the same general body style. But, with a few differences, the 348s, they have the side strakes just like the Testarossa. Yeah, they were kind of rushed to market back in the early 90s. But, I always thought these were awesome looking cars. Awesome performing too, in the right hands. They eventually did, like with most cars do, Ferrari eventually, went back in the lab and improved on the later models. So yeah, there's that. But basically the 348 ran, so the 348 walked so that the F355 could run. So enough of that. Ferrari license for all of y'all licensed sticklers out there. Oh yeah, forgot about these, damn stickers. Hate these stickers. I can just open it from that end. Get that bad boy off. So yeah, there we go, folks. There's your thing right there. Usually these come with cards that let you know the numbers that you got, out of them, out of the production run. But they don't have one here. Oh, excuse me right now. But yeah, but that's all right. Them cards, there's just extra garbage anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, even though I do still keep them. So yeah, like you read on the base right there, this is the presentation model, which leads me to believe that, this is like a prototype of what you'll get if you had like a racing team or whatever, and then you wanted to buy one. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Got the tow hook right there, which is not a separate piece, thank God, because them things, they can get kind of finicky. Yeah, the separate heat ones have more detail to them, more realistic look. But I'm just fine with the molded on one. You ain't got to worry about it, dropping or snapping off. I hate these little mirrors. How delicate they are, but you have to. But that's just the price of fashion, right? Yeah, or in this case, the price of your maximum detail. They do have reflective inserts, though. But there's moving on to the rear end. You have the nice looking tail lights. With some netting on, around over them, which is pretty awesome. The Ferrari, the prancing horse logo smack dab in the middle. And got your sponsors, and then your Ferrari badge right there in the back, along with that 3.4 liter V8 engine. Pretty nice. All right, let's move things over into the interior. You do have seat belts that you just can't see them too well because they're the same color as the seats. But you can see the badging right there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The branding, I should say. Oh, we got a little fire extinguisher down there in the passenger seat. Well, under the passenger seat. Yeah, we got a little roll cage in there. If you can see it, at the top. You can see a little bit of it right there on the side. Some awesome looking wheels. Really love these 348 wheels. Let me take it off the base. Nice looking exhaust. And back to those wheels. Pretty nice. And if you can see closely enough, you can see some brakes back there behind them. As with most Hobby 64 models with Tarmac Works, they don't really have, an ability to roll. Very rarely do some of them do, but judging by these front wheels, they are kind of tight. So there you go. Maybe I can loosen them screws in the front. Oh yeah, that's much better, even though it's still kind of catching a little. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and tighten those screws back up. Don't want to lose my screws. So yeah. And then they don't really have any sponsors, right here, since, this is, after all, the presentation model. Presentation. But yeah, I kind of prefer this cleaner look, honestly. Kind of looks a little bit, nicer this way. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Kind of like that. Just look like your little, tuner car off the streets. Somebody fixed up their car in their backyard or in their garage and then took it to the body shop to get it painted and slap some, some sponsors on their car. That's what that reminds me of. Way back in the days with that JDM stuff, or wannabe JDM anyway. But anyway, this is all Italian that we're talking about. And what better Italian can we, discuss than a Ferrari? So yeah, this is the Ferrari 348, folks, from the good folks at Tarmac Works, with a little bit of help from their friends at IXO Models. So anyway, that just about does it for this one. So thank y'all for watching. I really do appreciate it. These go on a little bit longer than, what me or you expect. But, we had fun, hopefully. And hopefully that's all that matters. So basically, I'm still waiting for that Launcher 037. I'll probably, get into a little bit of a rant with pre-orders in another video. So but for now, I'm enjoying every bit of this 348 right here. So subscribe if you want to subscribe. The option is always available, because we are we are trying to do our best to crank out quality diecast content. So I'm gonna get my butt on out of here. I'm gonna see y'all later, and have a good one, y'all. All right, y'all.